that's it. Is there an addition as well? Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the sunny Eastern Shore. It is a very sunny Eastern Shore this afternoon here at Warrior Park as the Olympia FC Warriors take on the Kingborough Lions in the second game of the PS4 NPLTas. I'm Andrew Cooling, bringing this one to you for Slice of Cheese. A really intriguing contest we have today. Olympia heading into the season with such ambitions. It hasn't panned out the way they would have liked this year. Probably now more about developing the youngsters than anything, but a pretty good starting 11 they have out there as they play host to a Lions side that have lost the last 2 weeks but have shown a marked improvement under new coach Ian Shaw, and today will be a chance for him to get his first points on the board. A tough task, the Warriors at their home deck, but certainly spoke at the media day yesterday and suggested he thought they were a chance. He said the boys would be up for it. It should be a pretty intriguing affair. We'll go through the teams here for Olympia. Starting in goals will be the youngster Rowan Gillum. He's been in really good form. He's come in. They perhaps decided maybe he's a little bit raw early in the year. They didn't want to throw him in there, but as their title hopes, I suppose, have evaporated, they've figured why not. They've thrown him in there, and it's really just been thrown in the deep end, and he's learned how to swim, and he's been very good. Made a number of good saves. Not the tallest in stature, but his reflexes fantastic, and I think a real keeper of the future there. The back four, Zach Drake will likely line up at right back. He's been plugged in a number of positions in recent weeks and was suspended, of course, for their 5-2 loss to Devonport last week. He'll play right back. The centre backs, Vandermeer and Aidan Farquhar. And Jacob Lehman will probably play at left back. So Farquhar and Lehman, another couple of youngsters in there. Maybe not, as the great man next to me, Mark Rio Wakefield, will be chiming in every now and then with some expert comments, suggesting Jack Callan. I'd missed on the team sheet, so maybe Lehman, he played fullback last week, might play on the left wing today instead. Warren Wadawu out. Another youngster who we'll see in an attacking position will be Mark Altman, who is making his first full start. He came off the bench last week, and Glenn McNeil's been keen to get him into the starting lineup. He says he's got a terrific future, and I look forward to seeing what young Mark Altman can bring to the table. He'll have behind him a fairly reliable midfield duo in Shay Hickey and Nick Mearns, the veteran and one of the best midfielders in the comp for a number of years, versus a rising star who's really stamped himself over the past 2 seasons in Mearns. They're a pretty formidable duo in there. Gavin Hoy could play as a 10, or he could play wide out on the right. That remains to be seen. A little creative genius, the Canadian. And in front of him, the big fella, bit of Glyn Sanity, Graham Glynn, huge target man, playing for his 3rd start of the season. See if he can get on the score sheet. Caused a few headaches for Devonport last week. On the bench, Thomas Little, the lettuce farmer, favourite of the Slice of Cheese commentary box, Nicholas Meredith, Mitchell Stalker and Harrison Thomas. As we now move on to the Kingborough Lions side, and Mark Grace, the ever reliable Grace, will start in goals there. He's a pretty impressive customer, and regularly featuring in the saves of the week. He's been arguably the keeper of the season for some. He's put in a series of fine performances. The back four, I suspect it will be Jackson Nugent, probably partnered. It could be Pearce or Stalker joining him in defence. Damien Pearce, probably the one you'd expect in there. Stalker started there at the start of the year, but has played fullback since. And Joel Scutt will probably be the other fullback in that back four. Nick Cuthbertson will miss after that sickening collision with Ben Hamlet last week. In midfield, a pretty impressive midfield they've got. Shane Cartwright, Christopher Downs, Kieran Dale, really good midfield three. A little bit different, all 3 of them. Cartwright, a real physical presence. He breaks the play up, he distributes it well, he wins headers. He's a powerhouse in there. And you've got the set-piece ability and the passing of Christopher Downs, and ever reliable number 6, Kieran Dale, just keeps it ticking, plays a lot of short passes and covers a lot of turf. Very reliable player is Kieran Dale, and the midfield could be such a key to controlling this contest in the narrow confines of Warrior Park. You do want to be winning the midfield battle. The team that does win it tends to get the result here. Up top, Thomas McDonald, probably favoured to lead the line looking at the starting lineup. Either side of him, I would expect Danny Cohen, who makes his return to the team. He hasn't perhaps been in the best of form this year. Cowan scored 13 times last year, but has just probably struggled for a little bit of consistency. He's come back in and they'll be hoping he can make an impact. And Sam Conway, the signing from Zebras, will likely line up down the left. A real addition of pace to the lineup. I might just throw to you quickly, we go, before we begin here. How do you see this contest playing out?
I reckon I've tipped on the blog that Olympia will win 3-1. I think they've just got a little bit too much class for the Lions. The Lions have certainly improved in recent weeks, that's for sure. I mean, I've been seeing a fair few of their games this year, and compared to the first round, that when they were really, really ordinary and playing a really defensive game, they've certainly come a long way since then and actually started to look to create going forwards. And comparing them when they first played South and when they played them last week, I think they had 3 shots off target all game in the first round, and then last week they had probably 12 shots in total, so they've certainly improved a lot since then. Looking forward to seeing young Ortman play. I haven't seen him play before, so I don't really know a whole lot about him. And yeah, that's about it.
Thanks for that. We go. We'll throw back to you for your insights as the game goes on. You'll be working the blog for us if you want to follow along on there. It should be a really interesting contest, this one. Shaw's come in and probably galvanised this Lions group a little bit after some pretty tough times to start the year. Yeah, he seems pretty switched on. We hope to see a real competitive game. Olympia will head in as favourites on their home turf, and whilst they are fourth, and whilst there is a big gap to the top 3, they've still beaten every side below them on the table each time they've played them. They have not dropped points in any of those games, so you've got to expect they'll come in today believing they can do it. It's a pretty strong side. Back 4, a couple of youngsters in there. It does look like Callan is lining up the full-back, so Lehman will play on wide on the left. Hoy looks like he's playing wide on the right, and Ortman playing through the middle, if we can judge the lineup, how they're setting up to kick things off here. It's going to be a really interesting affair. I'm looking forward to this one. I reckon the Warriors will just shade it, but I certainly think they'll be made to earn it. And a pretty lovely day here for now at Warrior Park, but you just know that by 4:30 when that sun goes down, it's going to be cold as ice, as itself it is. But for now, beautiful conditions, a lovely clear day as we prepare to kick things off. Glenn Hoy standing over the ball. And the Warriors begin with Mearns shifting it out to Gavin Hoy. Sam Conway shielding him. Mearns skips around one and plays a neat 1-2 with Hoy. This is some nice work early. Such key movers. Hoy will get there first and turns inside, lays it to Mearns. This is slick from the Warriors. Mearns passes a bit heavy. Can Hoy chase it down? He does, and hammers across in the Hickey direction. Got to head to it, headed back, and he flicks it on. Mearns will compete, wins the header. Glenn goes in for it, off the crossbar. Far from Mearns, straight into the hands of Grace, and lucky to escape there with the Lions. Dangerous start. The Warriors looking really slick. With Glenn and Hickey causing problems, and Mearns has been ever present in the opening minute here. That was really close to opening the scoring. He's on the ball again and feeding Gavin Hoy. This is a lively opening, so try and break it up. But Ortman gets on the ball for the first time. That's a nice first touch at this level for him as he gets it across to Zachary Drake. Hickey back to Ortman. And he'll play it to Hoy. Hoy cuts inside with a silky touch. He shapes to shoot on the left. And it's always high and wide. But this has been a very lively opening from the Olympia Warriors. And the Lions will need to steady quickly or they might find themselves a goal down. Very impressive indeed, this start. Playing some good football. As Grace will take the goal kick and launch it long. Again, Mearns was there. He's winning everything at this point. Hickey playing a slightly more advanced role, it seems, with Ortman dropping a little bit deeper so far, which is an interesting change. Drake will take the throw in. Scutt lining up at the left back, and Pearce and Nugent the centre backs, as we thought for Kingborough. Sun shining down on Warrior Park as Drake lobs it into the big Glen off his chest and hacked out of there. Danny Cohen gets a touch, but he's immediately swamped, and Olympia win the ball back, and they're getting the ball immediately. Here's Farquhar, goes back to Ron Gilliman, goes. as the Lions look to step up and try and press them. Callan plays it to Hoy. Hoy back to Mearns. What a through ball that is from Mearns. It's sprinting onto it. Almost. It was Callan. And then Grace got there first. Nick Mearns just 2.5 minutes into this game, already exerting his influence on the contest. A long goal kick from Grace will set Cartwright a task too much, and it's out of play. They've not started well here, Kingborough. They've not settled. They need to get a feel for the ball, a few touches on it. At the moment, it's very scrappy in all one-way traffic. Flicked in by Lehman, gathered in the middle by Dale, but he's turned it over. Nugent will retreat back to Grace in goals. He'll just look to calm things down a little. Play it to Pearce. He goes long in the Callan direction. Conway was slammed there by Farquhar, who's coming in. Hoy with another delightful little touch. And then Glynn was trying to set Hickey away, but it's hacked on out of there. Drake recovers possession for the Warriors. Jack Callan. Now Farquhar. Long diagonal ball. Headed away from there by Stalker. He's going to come back at them though. Dale will beat Mearns to the ball. Flicked on by Vandermeer. Lehman got in there second. A rising header from Cowan. Into the back a little bit of young Ortman, but play on the call. Here's Dale. Downs hasn't seen much of it yet. Hickey with a through ball. Can Glynn get on the end of this? It's the big fella Glynn. He drives a shot and a good kick save is made by Grace to deny him at the near post. He had his angles well covered. And Olympia looming large in this one. Early days, they're turning the screws. The midfield dominating so far. Here's Hickey. He's beaten to it though. It was some good hustle, but it's going to come back at them. A couple of step overs from Drake, some fancy footwork. Gets it to Glynn and he drew the foul to the Canadian Drake. A set piece opportunity maybe for Gavin Hoy to have a shot at the goals. And a very bright opening to the game this. For the Warriors, it is the Canadian Hoy who's going to step up and have a hit. And having seen what he can do over the years, you wouldn't bet against him. Grace demanding his line, steps up. A little bit close for comfort, he thinks. What can Hoy do? He curls it to the back post. Some serious velocity on that ball. But it was just wide of the mark. Not a bad hit though from the little Canadian. Wasn't far away. Had some serious revolutions on that ball. Such great technique. Dale dropping really deep for the Lions. Cowan appears to be playing as a centre forward at the moment, which is interesting. Cartwright maybe wide on the right. Dale beaten to it. Now Lehman overlapping down the left. Jacob Lehman flicks it up. Headed out of there by Nugent. Comes back at him. Glynn did well to control it. Rolls out of play for a throw-in to the Lions. Still not really had a spell of possession or strung a few passes together as they try and launch a quick one forward for Cowan to chase after. Farquhar has that covered. And Gillam will just launch it in the Drake direction. He competes but is beaten there by Stalker. Big Cartwright brings it down, lays it back for Stalker, but he was beaten to it by Lehman, who was hungrier. Now surging forward is Lehman, and Glynn is through, but he was offside. Flag raised to deny the big Irishman. He's caused some headaches early. 6 minutes in, we remain scoreless at Warrior Park. I think they'd be pretty relieved to have not conceded yet, Kingborough, because they've been firmly on the back foot so far. And Cartwright, trying to figure out what their formation is. Cartwright central here. He appears to be swapping a little bit with Cullen. Haven't had the ball in attacking areas enough to really know what it is. And they've won a corner here though with a long ball, and that might be an avenue. They've shown at times the direct approach can bring the Warriors undone slightly. A chance here. Conway will wrap his left peg around it. As he curls it in, and Gillam did well to punch away. He'll fall as far as Downs and then hacked out of there by Vandermeer. Now a battle between Nugent and he beat Hoy to the ball. Headed out of there by Callan. Battle in the midfield. Altman lobbed it forward, only as far as Kieran Dale. He's set to task for Cartwright. And he'll get there. Looks to get around Drake. That's a pretty tough task. He may have the physical advantage over him, but he's not going to be sprinting around him, I wouldn't have thought. Lehman chips it straight to Downs. Here's Stalker now. Plays it the Conway direction, but was well read by Callan. In the middle of the park is Nick Burns. So Gavin Hoyt. He feigned the pass and chopped it back for Callan. Aidan Farquhar saw that avenue was closed down, so they've switched play up. Vandermeer to Drake. Interesting that Drake's lining up at left back today, a more natural right back, but I suppose Callan don't want to expose him on the left as he's Hoy. That's a beautiful ball to play him in. He fakes a couple of crosses, stuck to his task well there with Joel Scott. And in the end, it's hacked on out of there in the Cartwright direction. Drake won the header though. Here's young Altman. His pass was cut out by Stalker though. Can the Stalker storm forward and get something started? Plays it into the channel for Danny Cowan. Vandermeer got there first. He's made to earn it though by Danny Cowan. Hustled well, but used his body well to Vandermeer. But he's gone down immediately and clutched his knee, which is a worry. He's already missed a little bit with injury, the big fella. He tumbled over quite awkwardly there and immediately holding the knee. He's back on his feet now, looking rather proppy. We hope he's all right. Does look very proppy, does the Warriors skipper. That would be a massive blow. They do need his leadership at the back, and the games he's missed, they have ship goals. Farquhar, a fine prospect, but probably doesn't have the experience to lead a defence just yet. Here's Drake. I think it's often undervalued experience in senior bodies and teams. Dale plays it forward in the direction of Cartwright. Drake did really well to win it though. Stalker and Dale both go for the same ball and it spills out of play. This game just settling a little after an explosive start. Lovely lay off that by Cullen and flicked over the top, sets Sam Conway a task. He's got some serious wheels and he will force a little bit of pressure on Cullen as well to win the throw in the end. Straight down the line for Gavin Hoy with that silky first touch as ever. Back to Aidan Farquhar. Cullen returns it to him. So the Lions players really pressing them hard. Playing quite a high line when the Warriors are deep. It's something they're trying to establish. Here's Graham Glynn now, turns on it nicely. Plays it for Nick Mearns. As always, seems to have an eternity on the ball. Altman back to Vandermeer. Hickey. Vandermeer will chip it forward, only as far as Stalker. Long ball is cut out by Farquhar. Battle for it in the middle, hustling and bustling is a big Cartwright, and the decision goes in his favour. Here's Sam Conway, back to Pearce. Pearce to Scott. So try and knock the ball around here, but it's resulted in a rather ugly turnover. Headed onwards by Lehman. Dale sweeping across to cover. He's done a lot of that early, Kieran Dale. A good start to the game from him. He's covered a number of times, just sitting in front of that back four, industrious as ever. And the rare foul throw is seen, which will gift the ball straight back to the Lions. Cartwright shields it. So good at that is Cartwright. That was a really poor first touch there from Dale though. Pearce with the header away. Chris Downs, I'd like to see him on the ball a little bit. Such a key mover for the Lions when they've played their best football this year. And he looks to do so here and plays a 1-2 with Cowan, cutting through the middle. He's passed with Paulo for Cartwright. Now Farquhar. Mearns back to Farquhar. Olympia patiently waiting at the back. And just settled a little bit here. Hoy made a nice little 1-2 with the Altman, who returned it to Hickey and then straight into the hands of Grace. Here's Pearce. Oh, that's a poor pass. The ball comes down to us in our commentary position right on the sideline. Round level view today. Warrior Park, different perspective to normal. Hearing plenty of talk out there from the Lions at the back. Here's Glynn. Lays it back for Jack Callan. Callan to Mearns. Burns with a lovely little pass that. Callan looks to surge in. Hickey drops it off for him more. This is lovely movement. It was just overhit from Callan. He could have fed in Glynn, but his pass just had a bit much on it. Mearns started the move with a lovely little pass. He's and Hoy have looked very dangerous every time they've combined on this right-hand side. All their best attacking moves have involved them. Here's Mearns again, wins the header. This will be headed away by Scutt, straight onto the chest of Hoy, who wanted to volley, but Conway was on him tight. A fascinating battle developing there, but Hoy turns back onto his left, slides it through for Mearns, takes a touch, Nick Mearns! Straight at Grace. He probably should have taken it on the left. He didn't trust his left foot. He tried the outside of the foot right instead. In the end, didn't really get much on it. Straight at Grace. He could have maybe played in Glynn as well, but an opportunity goes begging for the Warriors there. The Lions storm down the other end. Big Cartwright wins the battle. It's into the box, but it was eventually taken away from him by Drake, I think. And now Vandermeer will lead him out of defence. Plays it to Hickey. Here's Lehman. Glynn. Tidy early Glynn. McMearns. Back to Hoy. Gavin Hoy looked to slide Mearns through, but showed too much of it to Pearce. Sam Conway for Danny Cowan, who just set Conway far too much of a task. He was never getting to that one. Hayden Farquhar to Drake. Interesting that Drake appears to have dropped into the centre-back role for the moment. Vandermeer playing as left-back since that knock, so that's an interesting development. As Conway slides out of play. Hoy wanted the quick throw, and they do so well. Here's Mearns now overlapping down the right. It's a cross into a dangerous area, but Jackson Nugent was there. Pearce decided to prevent the corner and hacks it out of there. Conway beaten to it by Callan, and in the end it'll be a throw-in the way of the Lions. Took a little touch off Jack Callan last. Should just relieve the pressure. Danny Callan couldn't get there. Here's Farquhar on the ball. Back across to Vandermeer, across to Zach Drake, who's switched back immediately, so was perhaps just temporarily covering for a minute there while Vandermeer had a word on the sidelines. Nugent down the line in the Dale direction. Hickey beat him to it. Stalker whacks it away. And then thumped away by Vandermeer. Here's Ortman with a header. Two Lions combined in the middle, and that lets Glynn in. And Olympia, lovely work from Shea Hickey there. Tried to feed it through for Lehman. Wins the throw-in instead. 15 minutes gone at Warrior Park. Here is Graham Glynn. Nugent marshalled him well and played it out. Cartwright working back in defence for his team and feeds it to Downs, but Hickey snuck in between them both. The savvy veteran, Shea Hickey, does he win the corner? He does. And they'll get a chance for the set piece here. The Canadian Hoy will be across to whip this one in. Such a dangerous man over the set piece, and with the likes of Vandermeer, Farquhar, Glynn to pick out in the box, you sense they might be a threat from corners today. We saw some uncertainty in the box dealing with the crosses earlier. Hoy takes it short, and then Hickey just a little heavy with the return pass. Hoy did well to keep it in. Hickey will go again. This one's blocked off by Stalker, and it'll be take two. Another corner here for the Warriors. The sun disappearing behind a cloud here. Hoy whips it in. Stalker got a header on it, and we'll go to the back post. Scutt needs to just whack this clear. Didn't really. Headed it for Farquhar. Thump forward in the Cullen direction. Dropped it off for Danny Cullen. Now Downs. Nice little bit of passing there, and now Joel Scutt looks to launch it forward. Wasn't his best pass, but it'll work. Cartwright gets on the end of it. Looks up and assesses the options. He likes Conway, and why not? He might have a chance to get up and run for the first time. Instead plays it into the channel for Danny Cullen. Cullen tries to cross. It's blocked by Farquhar. It'll be a corner for the Lions. Haven't really seen a lot of Sam Conway in full flight yet. It's one area they might have a bit of success. The fullback sprinting at Cullen. Pacey wingers have troubled the Warriors at times this year. Downs, the set-piece master, crosses dangerously and clear, just about off the line in the end by Ortman. There's a teasing ball. Now Hoy in the middle in acres of space. Grace is off his line and hustling to get back. Hoy's going to try and chip it from range. He probably needed to do it a touch earlier. His shot was over the top anyway. Grace appeared to have recovered. He was initially well off his line. And we saw Aaron Cairns back in the league last night. It might have just inspired a few to try the old halfway goal again. There's Grace. Get things started again. He chips it in the middle, won by Danny Cowan. Cartwright hustling against two, but Vandermeer one out for his team. Mearns tried to turn, couldn't do so. We'll spill on out of play there. Long throw floats over Nugent's head and Pearce is there to collect. Sam Conway on the ball, lays it off. Downs pass is poor. Olympia can just get the ball back. Got three guys covering about 2 metres there. Need to just spread out a little more. Narrow confines of Warrior Park perhaps playing there. Lovely bit of skill from Hoy. Plays in Mearns, but his touch allowed him Pearce and won the ball back. Orton with a little bit of space. Opted to square it to Hickey. Shea Hickey will switch it out to the left. Here's Lehman with the first time crossing the direction of Mearns, who got a decent piece of it. But in the end, a fairly comfortable save for Grace as the Warriors again troubling them when they're crossing Olympia. The aerial bombardment, not really something you'd associate with the way Olympia likes to play, but with Glynn in there and just a little bit of uncertainty in a makeshift back four, minus Cuthbertson, it might not be their worst option today to just get it wide and whip crosses in. They've caused havoc a few times from them. Here's Zach Drake now. Going back to Rowan Gillum. Now Farquhar. Galloping out of defence. Played it through for Mearns. They go over the top and here's Lehman one-on-one with Stalker. He bring it under control. He drives looking for a corner. Nugent away. Cartwright controls it well. Two real bulls in midfield there, Cartwright and Hickey, and he did really well there, Cartwright. Fed it to the overlapping Stalker, puts it out in front of Cowan. He's got no one in support there, so he just tries to chip Gillum. And he probably just needed to hold up and wait for Conway, who was bursting down the left. In the end, just tried to chip it over the top, and another wasted effort in the end from Danny Cowan. But it's been a bit of their problem when they've got the ball forward. They haven't had the numbers supporting. I will say they've tried to press the Warriors when they've played the ball out from the back, but they have got through them pretty well. Cartwright clips Hickey and will be throwing their way. 20 minutes in, how are you seeing this one so far, we go?
The line started off pretty slowly, that's for sure. The Warriors were really quite scintillating in the opening sort of 5 minutes and had sort of maybe 3 or 4 shots on. The Lions have only just registered their first shot off target, so they're, like you say, they're quite isolated going forward. As we look at Mearns, knock a long ball down the line for Hoy here. Hoy's been busting his gut, working up and down that line so far, and he's had some beautiful bits of interplay with Mearns. When those two knock it around, they really look like they're going to open up the Lions' defence at will pretty much.
Yeah, they certainly do look the most lively avenue, those two. They've always had a good combination. Played together for a while now, 2 stars on this side. Glynn drops it short for Mearns. That wasn't his best effort. It's a bit of the Moz. He put that one on the highway. He smacked that well over the fence. And not his best effort there, Nick Mearns. Lions giving a reprieve there. And they do need to find a way to create more chances here, the Lions. They haven't really shown much in an attacking sense. Long goes Grace in the direction of Downs. Mearns rose highest. Here's Conway. I'd like to see him get a bit more of the ball and be able to run with it. He's sent it back to Scut. Scut charges on down the flank and plays it in. Cullen might be able to get there. He just needed to read a little earlier. He was reacting to it rather than making the run initially. And Farquhar got in to deal with the threat. It was a lovely ball. Played into a dangerous area. As we guys just going to take over a commentary for a minute.
Throw in there. Oh, it's a goal! Didn't even see. I think it was Cartwright's headed it on target there. Long throw came in from Pearce, and against the run of play, the Lions have taken the lead. A bit surprising, but yeah, crazy stuff. In the 23rd minute, was a no goal or not? See that again?
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, if we can see it again. Just have another look at Pearce. Long throw here. Maybe it wasn't. Yeah, we'll call it Cartwright's goal there.
I reckon it looked a little bit sheepish to me, Cartwright, in claiming it. But football is a funny game. 21 minutes, they have not looked likely at all. They go forward, the big physical presence, a set piece, and they go ahead. 1-0. And my timing absolutely deplorable there. Just had to sort something out up north. Could not have picked a worse moment. But well done, there we go. As the lead goes the Lions' way. Stunning. As we see now in the middle is Dale busted out by Hickey. That'll sting the Warriors. They had been the better side. And it might just have ignited a little bit of belief in the Lions here. Conway now set a bit of room. They like to see him in space in front of him. He cuts back inside, lays it for McDonald, returns it to Conway. Scutt now joining in the attack, and he curls a wicked one onto the chest of Cartwright. A bit too much fizz for him though. And it's well cleared. Hard to believe that it's 1-0 the Lions' way. Very plucky indeed. They take their chance, and certainly it's been a worry at times for Olympia this year. Big physical forwards getting a hold of a slightly younger defence. And so it has proved the case again. Perhaps the likes of Callum and Farquhar just not quite with the physical tools yet to deal with your Cartwrights of the world. And as we see in the middle is Dale. Played it short for McDonald. Dale linking up, and suddenly there's a bit of belief, a bit more tempo about the Lions passing. They're running more. It's funny what a goal can do for a side's confidence. We'll try and figure out who got that goal. It might be one for the dubious goals panel committee, I reckon. We'll see what's on the team sheet. As Glynn looks to turn inside. And that's shut down though. And for a nervy opening, they've been pretty solid so far defending. Charging forward now is Hickey. Plays it to Glynn, turns. He's got 4 Lions shadowing him, and the curling effort is deflected. Plenty of numbers around the Warriors attackers. They're doing a good job of swarming around them. It's a very narrow pitch. It can be tough to find that room to shoot when teams do drop men behind the ball. We saw Devonport do that so effectively to Olympia back in round 2. They just could not find the time and space to get a shot off. That's one of the tough things about playing on this narrow pitch. Drake. Stalker straight into him there. Now Dale will drop it back off for Scutt. Scutt to Grace. He thumps it along. Vandermeer won the header. And it spills on out of play. It's hacked forward by Stalker. Can someone get in behind? Vandermeer and Farquhar should deal with it. And Farquhar's across to deal with it. He plays it to Drake, who's pressed by Downs. Wortman down the line. And spills out of play. And this has definitely been their best few minutes of the game. The Lions. They're starting to grow into this contest. They're very slow out of the blocks. Dale lays it back for Nugent. His pass is poor, straight down the throat of Zach Drake. Oh, Cartwright bustling through. Just love the way he goes about it. Just throws his body in at everything. He's an absolute powerhouse in the middle. And gives him a set piece in a dangerous area. And when you've got someone like Chrissy Downs who can really do magic things from the free kick, it's a real area they can look to get at them from. What can he conjure up this time? Young Downs. He curls it in the middle of the box, finds only the head of Vandermeer, who clears the area back to Dale. Dale chips it wide. Downs was there. Tried to bring it under his control, but Hickey dealt with the threat well. Cartwright tried to intercept, but Ortman got there. His pass was errant though. really far too ahead of Shea Hickey, who's never getting to that one. Cartwright again the target from the throw, but they've turned it over. Be careful they don't become too Cartwright-centric with these throw-ins. It's a temptation you fall into. Mearns now scything through the middle and seemed a fair advantage there for mine. It was opening up. Mearns wondering why it was brought back. But, it was an initial foul, certainly. As he goes, he stopped and was dispossessed, and the free kick given here. Zach Drake will take it. They'll lob the tall timber forward. Vandermeer hustling forward, so looks like he's going to whip this one to the teeth of the area. What can he do? Curls it in the Glynn direction. Pearce did well to rise high and nodded away from him. Ortman took a touch and plays it back to another youngster in Ron Gillam. A really young lineup that Olympia have got out there today. Here's Dale. Through the middle, flicked on by Downs cleverly for Cohen. Cohen sets it out in front of Conway. He won't get there before Gillam though. The youngster was alert to the threat and cleared it, but some better moments in attack this for the Lions. Chrissy Downs getting involved for the first real time and a good attacking move there. Played it through. And they'll go the long throw again in the direction of Cartwright. And why not? It's worked once. Flicked on Farquhar there. Hickey away, only as far as on fire! Oh, what a hit by McDonald's! Absolute stunner! That is goal of the year contender. A sublime volley from McDonald. The Lions have gone 2-0 ahead. Well, we didn't see this coming. They flicked the switch, and that is sublime. Absolutely superb stuff. So we have a look at the replay. Well, tough to see there, but just a fantastic strike. The corner came in, it was cleared only as far as this man McDonald was immediately back on it. And the Lions, well, he's just sent stuff for that first goal. They'd awoken from their slumber. The Lions have roared into life now, 2-0. That's the Warriors with it all to do. Hoy, his head up. Just unbelievable turn of events here. The Warriors were looking so comfortable early, but a bit brittle at the back perhaps, as has been the case for large parts of this season. And the Lions have taken full advantage. Drake now looking to overlap and force the issue. He might win a corner. Dale, well done. The numbers they're getting back is impressive too. The Lions, they're swarming back in defence. Drake's done well to turn Stalky here though. He gets to the byline, cuts it back for Mearns, takes a touch. Nugent did well to put him off. And it'll be a goal kick. Well defended Jackson Nugent. Zach Drake getting up there and causing issues, but here we go. This game's turned quite dramatically, hasn't it?
It's a bit of a surprise. I mean, you stepped away for a minute and scored one, and then T-Max just unleashed one of the best volleys you'll see. I had no idea where that came from. Wasn't expecting him to shoot there, and he's just slashed it into the top left. And there was no chance he'd save that. That was going like a tracer bullet. Warriors have got a lot to do here. They've been, well, for the most part, they've been on top of this game in terms of possession and general chances. I mean, the Lions have had 2 shots on, and both have gone in the back of the net. So it's a funny game, but you know, Olympia will be wanting more out of it. That's for sure. They've been pretty disappointing in terms of converting chances so far. That's for sure. But, you know, with quality players they've got, there's always a chance. And, you know, Hoy nearly plays in Mearns here, but they're just, that last little ball is just that tiny bit off, and that's what's costing them.
But he is in a bit of a brittleness in defence. It's cost them the other way, whereas the Lions have been pretty solid at the back. Pearce and Nugent. This is the first time I've seen Nugent play, and really impressed by what I've seen from him so far. Looks a really promising type. Ian Shaw spoke quite highly of him yesterday in his media comments, and you can see why. Here now is Hickey in the middle. He plays it forward to Mearns, who's found a yard in midfield, looking to get his head up and run his Mearns. He's got Lehman in space on the left. He's offside though. And that will put an end to that attack. 2-0 the score here at Warrior Park. What a turn up. And they've done a great job just sitting back, absorbing, and then causing problems when they've gone forward in attack. Real physical presence about this side. Cartwright up there, wreaking havoc a couple of times. It's over the top. Gillen flies off his line and hacks it clear. Joel Scutt wins the head up and puts it into touch. But both goals have really come as a result of just launching the long throw into the box. First one was a direct hit, this one was only just cleared, and then a stunning volley from McDonald. But of course, problems with that. It's a lovely ball over the top towards Mearns. Stalker got in ahead of his keeper. I'm not sure that was particularly well advised, but they happened to clear in the end. Which is a bit of miscommunication between Stalker and Grace there. They do enough to get rid of it. 32 minutes gone here. Plenty of time for the Warriors if they're good enough. There's goals in this side, we know that. They need to click into gear. Here's Farquhar. He sends it out wide to Callan. Poor pass from Jack Callan. Scout looks to power around him. That's well out of play. Eventually it's blind. Callan down the line to Mearns. Just lets it through his legs, but Joel Scutt again working back hard. Locked his game so far, Joel Scutt. He's worked very hard, he's been physical. He's often a little bit going forwards. Here's Drake now. Going to drive the play for the Warriors. Big Glynn chests it down, or beaten out by the physical presence of Cartwright, and then waltzes around another. And he's really imposing himself on this contest, Big Cartwright. Vandermeer plays it for Farquhar. Hoy wants the long ball played to him. That was well read by Scutt though. His header only as far as Callan. Scutt again cut that out. And Callan's distribution not quite good enough for full-back at the moment. A couple of turnovers there as this one's played forward, and Stalker was overlapping but easily dealt with by Vandermeer. Glynn with a little bit of space before Dale works back on him and sees it out of play, and again they force the turnover. And the lovely flowing football that we saw for the first 10 minutes has really gone from the Warriors. They're looking a little bit disjointed suddenly in attack. Confidence probably down after those goals, and flying into tackles and harassing them everywhere. It's a pretty well drilled Lions outfit. And it suddenly looked well up for this contest. Scutt to Pearce. Oh, McDonald doing it all. A lovely through ball. Downs flicks on for Conway. He's got pace to burn. Sam Conway. He could be in here. Crosses to the penalty spot, and Vandermeer was across to deal with it. That's an example of how quickly they can flip the switch. Downs with a lovely little flick there after McDonald controlled, and Conway bursting down the flank. That's what they can do on the counter attack with someone like Sam Conway. It's perhaps a dimension that they were lacking earlier in the year. And Downs and McDonald doing well to play him in. Combination play down the left. They've earned another corner, and with 2 goals coming from long throws played in, essentially just curling them towards the near post. Can they deal with this a little better? Scutt wins it. And we out for a goal kick. They look a threat every time they put the aerial ball in there. It doesn't need to be the prettiest football. They're just causing all sorts of problems. Farquhar now on the right hand side. Ortman ships it forward. Nugent read that though. But, his ball goes straight to Drake down the line in the direction of Lehman. Dale cutting across. Very busy in this one, Kieran Dale, as he always is. Grace takes a touch and then lays it back off for Jackson Nugent. Down the line he goes. Mearns was awake to that and deflects it out off Cartwright for the throw. 35 minutes gone. Did a really good job of constricting space, making it hard for the Warriors to move the ball around. Seems every time someone gets the ball for them, there's 2 or 3 Lions shirts, although they've let them in here a little bit. The sliding, lunging challenge from Pearce wins the ball. And he had to. He committed, but it was a good challenge from Pearce and saw off the threat. Here now is Conway down the left. McDonald played him in. Conway looks to get up and run. He just burns Callan off. Looks up. Sam Conway. Hoy across the deal with him too. He waited for support intelligently and then crossed to the back post. And it's off the post and off Drake, and it's a goal. Oh, it's calamitous at the back. But once again, they just put it into the mixer, and the aerial bombardment is causing all sorts of problems. It's deflected off Drake, off the post. It's a comical own goal in the end, and it's all going against the Warriors. They are falling to pieces here, and Kingborough absolutely making it pay. Conway just put it into the mix. It wasn't at all dealt with, and they've just struggled all day. The fallout from that goal, there appears to be an injured Lion on halfway. Well, he's all right. It's Dale, I think, who's down, clutching his leg. He's been down for a few moments, but 3-0. What a turn up, and the Warriors just look shell-shocked. I don't know what's going on here. They could have been 2-0 up inside a few minutes. They didn't take their chances, and haven't they been made to pay the full price? The Kingborough Lions absolutely flying, and Ian Shaw will be a very happy man. He's got them well organised. The results have come. It hasn't been anything too complicated. Just getting crosses in, and a moment of pure magic from McDonald, has to be said. That second goal, one of the strikes of the season, as pure a volley as you'll see. But again, it's just poorly dealt with. It's just cross. Gillum, if he couldn't get there, probably arguably should have. Then it was up to Drake, and he just made a hash of it on the line. And you know what they're going to do? They're just going to keep whipping in those crosses all day. Here's Callum, but hard to see a way back here for Olympia. The confidence very much down in this group. This one's chipped on over the top. Stalker across to deal with the threat of Lehman, and sees it out of play. Just tuning in, the score is right, 3-0 Kingborough Lions. Stalker whacks it out of play. Here's Drake, back to Wortman. Started brightly, hasn't seen much of it since. Mearns across to Hoy. Scott read it well. He's got on top of that matchup too. Hoy was really causing him all sorts of problems early, getting him behind. Seemingly it will, but it's not been the case as the half is worn on. Danny Cohen flicks on. He'll have to flick it on for himself though. Farquhar turned. Fighting hard was Cohen. Now Vandermeer played it beautifully in there for Lehman. Hoy tried to win. Pearce calmly tries to get through a couple. Hoy fights on. They're battling for it. Still they go. Whose way will it spill? It spills Olympia thanks to Mearns. Played it through for Lehman. And I'm guessing this has to be against Hoy for some afters. I would have thought they were both going at it. I'm not sure about that one. Hoy's disbelief. It seemed 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Although I must say I was watching the play develop afterwards, but Hoy can't believe it. Well, we go Wakefield next to me, suggesting he was just getting up. So strange one that, a slice of cheese for Gavin Hoy. So really just sunk into the wounds. It's been a pretty bleak old first half for the Olympia Warriors. It could have started so promisingly. They hit the post. Grace made a good save at his near post, and they were just bombarding them for 10 minutes. The game has really turned since. Here's Danny Cohen. He's surrounded by 3, lays it off for Kieran Dale. Now to Conway. Conway plays it back to Dale. Dale to Cartwright. Cartwright turning beautifully on the ball. Conway, surely another cross is incoming here. He's got Cullen to pick out. Oh, just floats over his head. Back post still alive. Listen around the area there, and Farquhar eventually hacks it clear. Oh, made a bit of a hash of the clearance. Thankfully, Grace was well off his line. This might fall the way of Downs. Drake won the ball in the air, and it'll be Cartwright to just whip it in first time. Floats over a couple and then deflects. And it's claimed by Gillum in the end. We tick towards half time. Here's Nick Mearns. Industrious, but his influence has waned. Oh, a lovely tackle that from Kieran Dale, who's absolutely dominating in the middle. Just breaking up the play. Starting moves. He's been outstanding, as has this man, Cartwright. Got the ball on a string seemingly every time he has it. And Scutt gets it to Conway. Kept it in, returned it to Scutt. Now McDonald. Mearns won't back off him. Now to Hoy. Has he got anyone in support? He finds Glynn. Showed too much of it to Nugent. His clearance went straight to Mearns. Now Hoy pauses. Conway creeping in behind him. Hoy trying to get around Scup, but he couldn't. He's still really well, Joel Scup. He's fought back so well. Now Cartwright, quick one-time pass to release Downs, nods it into his own path, and then he sensed an opportunity to try the spectacular shot from about 45 yards and scuffed it pretty horribly and just rolled straight through to the keeper in the end. Not his best work there, Chrissy Downs. Mearns tried the fancy little pass and it was a beautiful 1-2 for Callan overlapping. Hoy plays it back for Mearns. Mearns for Callan who continued his run. Pearce across the deal with him. He kept fighting on though, Callan. He wants to return it to Hoy. And so eventually he played it in for Glenn, just wasn't on the same page as him. And Grace tried to play on, but it had crossed the line, so it'll be a corner kick. So we creep towards half-time here. And the Warriors, if they are to be any chance of getting anything out of this game, you feel they need to strike here before the half-time whistle. Interesting. Mearns at the top of the box with a chance to drive one. Drake might have a pot from range. He runs onto it, settles it, jinks around one, fires, and it's blocked by Stalker. And here's Cartwright. Cartwright will to turn on it, dispossessed though. Drake won it back. Drake, lovely through ball for Vandermeer. Can he get there ahead of Grace? He can, and he poked it wide. Probably should have scored there, the captain. Grace made himself big, but he got there first and just lacked direction. Another chance goes begging. Just an observation on that corner. The Lions kept 3 forward, 1 middle and 2 on the flanks, so they could try and hit them quickly on the counter, gambling a little bit there. They would have had an interesting matchup going back the other way. Had they won the ball from the corner, in the end, it was the Warriors who probably should have got a goal. But as has been the story of the first half, it just went wrong for them. Here in the middle is Nugent. He was dispossessed. Dale played it forward to Callan. Farquhar was there. Ortman retreats to Callan. He'll go all the way back to his keeper, who skews the clearance horribly. Bobbled on him a little bit. Conway, I think, might win that throw. And he does. The right decision is made. Cleverly done there by Sam Conway. And Joel Scutt again. Not the best ball to him from Dale. That was a better one to Cartwright. He returns it to Jackson Nugent. Plays it forward. McDonald, Stalker down the line in the direction of Callan. Spills out of play. As we're into stoppage time now. There's a real organisation structure to this line side that I'm not sure was there when I saw them earlier this year. They move across the pitch as a unit. They press well. If the ball's on the right-hand side, you can see all the traffic. They kind of move as a unit across to it. Makes passing through them quite tough. They seem to be quite well drilled. They work hard. It's been a pretty industrious effort from them so far, and they've been quite plucky in taking their chances. And that McDonald volley, what an absolute stunner that was. Here is Farquhar. Drops it back for Rowan Gillum, who launches it long. Will it stay in? It won't. Just trickles out of play there in front of Glenn McNeil, who I can't think will have too many positives to say to his team at half-time. 3-0 down to the Lions was not the plan for them in this one. They were expected to take the points. There was a sense that maybe they were vulnerable and that a much improved Lions side could get a result. I don't think anyone saw this coming. Along it goes over the top to Grace. He'll thump it straight in the direction of Downs. He's out-muscled by Vandermeer. In the air it goes. Pearce won the header. They're second to the ball at every instance here at the moment. The Warriors, as Downs cross gets blocked off by Vandermeer. Conway wanted to take the quick throw but didn't have anything he liked, so he'll present the option instead for Pearce. And once again, I think we might see Pearce with the old heave-ho on there to Cartwright. And why not? It's essentially led to 2 goals from already. They go it again. Cartwright again causes troubles. Oh, they just need to set it back. He's a drive across the face from Pearce. Wasn't far away. There's a little bit of Stoke City circa 0809 about this approach from the Lions at the moment. Just launched that long throw in. to the big physical bodies, and you just know that it's just going to be so tough for defences to deal with, and it's causing all sorts of problems. Played a real tough brand of football today at the Lions. They've been well drilled. Certainly not as thuggish as that Stoke City side. That would be hard to match, but they've certainly been tough. They've covered the turf well. They've pressed the Warriors players and not given them the time on the ball they'd have liked, and perhaps they had in the first few minutes. It just took a minute to settle, but it's been very good since then. And since the goal, their confidence has grown and grown, as has the goals tally, and they lead 3-0 at half-time. A stunning result this will be if it keeps up. Mark Wakefield, is there any way in this second half for the Warriors to turn things around, or is this game over already?
It's looking like game over, to be honest. It's a funny game. I mean, the Warriors came out of the blocks like nothing I've ever seen. They started really, really well. Had some really good chances early. And then they've just pretty much traded places with the Lions. The longer the half went on, the Lions just got on top and scored a lucky-ish goal with the first goal that Cartwright got. And then the second goal, probably one of the best strikes you'll see in local football, I reckon. He's got hold of that and there's no saving it. And then the third one, an own goal, when Drake couldn't quite clear it off the line. It's a strange game. It's a really strange game. I really don't think the Warriors have got a way back into it, the way it's going. And the other thing I've noticed along that half went on, they're starting to knock long balls centrally going forward, whereas in the first sort of 10-15 minutes they were getting in behind down the flanks. So it's almost like they've lost hope.
It's not a bad observation, we go. They certainly, their heads did seem to drop as we were running through the highlights of the first half. Certain credit has to go to the Lions, though. They've defended really well. They've structured in a way, and they've kind of forced them down the path of perhaps not playing the way they'd like. But at 3-0, hard to see where they're going to pull 3 goals from in the second half. They do have quality players out there if they can recapture their best. But as we have a look now, this was the moment of change. The big heave, near post. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's Cartwright or Farquhar. That will need a slow-mo, I reckon. The big fella was always going to claim it, but that's never a great indicator, I found, in my time of who scored the goal. So we'll give it to him for now, because he's been superb, big Cartwright. He's been in everything. But I'm not sure whether it will stand up as we have a look now. We'll have a look at McDonald's goal in a moment. An absolute pearl of that one. It really was. Here we go. It's a bit of a long shot. We weren't expecting it. All right, it's delayed. Well, we saw the ball flying in there, but he's volleyed it from about 25 yards as McDonald. It was bobbling around. It was a headed clearance, only as far as McDonald. And he just stepped up and with the sweetest strike you'll ever see, smashed it into the net. An absolute stunner. I don't care what else happens that weekend. That'll be goal of the week, don't you worry. But I would be stunned if anything beat that. That's as good a goal as you'll see anywhere in the state. It would get better yet for the Lions. It was a great challenge, that one from Pearce. It had to be. This was the moment. It got even worse. Gillen didn't deal with it. It floated over his head, but Drake was there. That's what he was there for, to deal with that ball to the back post. Instead, he headed it straight into the crossbar and down into the net. 3-0, and that is the score at half-time. It's going to be a long way back for the Warriors. We'll take a breather here from Warrior Park and be back with the second half.
Still showing.
Welcome back to Warrior Park for the second half, and a change has been made by the Warriors with goalkeeper Ron Gillum substituted. A slightly taller frame, despite his name being Thomas Little, according to the team sheet. Not little in stature like young Ron Gillum, and perhaps that's prompted the change from McNeil. This aerial bombardment was perhaps not something that was suiting the smaller frame in goals. They'd certainly targeted the Lions, so they've subbed the keeper, brought in someone with a bit more size that perhaps can deal with the aerial threat a bit more, but the damage may well be done. A 3-0, it's going to take quite a dramatic turnaround here. If they're to get anything out of this game, they're going to need to fire up immediately and come out of the blocks as they did in the first 5-10 minutes of the game, where they created a number of chances and looked pretty good. Just couldn't convert, and from there, very impressively drilled Kingborough Lions side got the job done. So, they're 45 minutes away from a big victory. Can they finish the job, or will the Warriors surge back and fancy they need an early goal? As we're underway here at Warrior Park, lights are on for the second half. Gavin Hoy charging forward, plays it for Hickey. His ball is going to be cut off. Not quite in their favour though. Glynn through the middle. Scott dealt with it pretty well. In the end, it's whacked on out of there in the direction of Danny Cullen. Come right back at them though. Zach Drake curls it in the direction of Hoy. Scott got a touch on it. He's going to roll through to Glynn. Offside flag had been raised and is now noted. So have a look there. Big Glynn getting in there. Grace off his line to deal with the threat. Down the direction of Cartwright, no surprises. He gets to get in front of Farquhar. Cohen headed it back to the middle. Altman was there. Cohen won it back for his team, but Drake came charging through and won it back for the Warriors. Aiden Farquhar goes with the direct approach. Onto the head of Big Glynn, but he's beaten in the air by Nugent. McDonald fought through the middle, but Mearns might win out. In the end, it was up to Dale just to whack it long. Really been impressed with Dale so far today. Been a fine game from him. A long goal kick, direct approach, early going. This one's taking a deflection that Lehman might get on the end off for the Warriors. He does. The overlap's there. The cross to the back post. Hoy's waiting. A silky touch to bring it down. Turning now with Scott to deal with. In across was Conway. They go back and the cross comes to the back post. Stalker was there. Directed it away. And Cartwright, the outlet, ships it in the direction of Cullen, but he was just turning in the wrong direction. Didn't suit him. Vandermeer pumps it forward. Lovely bit of footwork there from Zach Drake. Mearns was surely fouled by Cartwright. Play on the call. Mearns again. Cartwright looks to close him down. Play to the feet of Drake. Lovely touch and look to spin, but there's Lyons snapping at his heels. Lehman crosses dangerously to the back post. No one there. Better start this from the Warriors. Zach Drake getting up and getting involved. Nick Mearns, as ever, on the ball. That's going to be their way back into the game, you fancy. They need their key movers touching the football. It's not Thomas Little in goals. Looking at the team sheet, but they were wrong. It's Mitchell Stalker, so next one we go. Number 21, not 20 in goals. Just noticed that one. It's been sold down the river there by my assistant. But, cheers for that week. So that kind of kills the whole not little gag too. Anyway, Lehman charging forward. He drops it into the path of Glynn while Stalker read that well and cut it off. Here's Cartwright operating wide on the right at the moment. Cullen turning, but it was beaten out by Farquhar. Plays it in the direction of Hickey. Now Zach Drake. Across to Altman in the bullseye. He launches a long ball in front of Hoy. He got there, head of Scott. Somehow kept it in, played it to Mearns. There's Lions surrounding him here. He lays it back and cut off. And they've done that so well, the Lions. Swarmed in numbers. Every time an Olympia player's looked up with the ball in the area, he's just seen a wall. They've hunted in packs today. It's been really impressive. Really intensity to their play. Can they keep it up though? Fitness has been an issue at times this year for the Lions. Farquhar now in the middle. Well read there by Dale. Cut that one out. It's going to come back at them. We'll see a bit of this in the second half. The Lions sitting back, protecting the lead. Olympia looking to break them down. Lehman cuts inside Cartwright, and Stalker conspire to break that up. Again, Cullen was making a different run to what his teammate thought he was, and Stalker's pass cut out. Nugent got across to get in ahead of Mearns. Lehman's been busy early in the half. Drops the shoulder, gets to the byline and crosses along the deck. A poor clearance went straight to Drake, and this one's hacked out right in our direction here. Flex over there. Here's Altman. Back to Vandermeer. Pumped forward by Jack Cullen. A really poor pass though. His distribution was a bit off in the first half, and it's a good sign there. Passing from the back hasn't always been as accomplished as they might have liked, the Warriors. Maybe they need to tidy up in. Here's Danny Cowan. He's bustled up top today. Hickey charges through the middle. Lays it to Mearns. That's a lovely pass from Mearns. Picks out Lehman. Looks to get one-on-one with Stalker again. Cross is shut down, and it rolls out for a throw in. Really focusing the attacks down the left so far in this half, looking to try and get Lehman running in behind Stalker. Cowan's header flicked straight to Gavin Hoy. Gavin Hoy turns, he's sandwiched between Cartwright and he's fouled in the end. He was rather overzealous there from Big Cartwright. In the end, Conway sandwiching the little Canadian. And a chance now from a set piece for Hoy to do something. And he take it quickly, he does. He chips it in there. Grace is off his line. The offside flag had been raised anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. So we have a look at the replay. The quick chip over the top in the direction of Mearns. Made a ghosting run. Not too ghosting, I suppose. Just the assistant referee flag for it. I'm truly alert to that. So the threat averted here is Mark Grace. Pumps it long in the direction of Cowan. He's got 2 to beat. Off the shoulder of Vandermeer. Mearns. Now Gavin Hoy. Thought about the long diagonal. Decided against it. Thought Drake was a good option. It was. He cuts inside into his preferred right and fashions a shot, but had no power. They're controlling the ball early in this half, the Warriors. They've started brightly, and I think it's no coincidence that Nick Mearns is seeing a lot of the ball. All the best periods of the game have come when he's been able to get on the ball, dictate, pull the strings. And he's been busy early in this half. They go long again. Scutt, not with the cleanest touch, but he was able to recover it and hack it out of play. The throw in wide on the right. Hoy, Hickey, Scutt just kicked Hoy there, and in the end it's a foul given. The team to get a fair bit of little Canadian there. So another set-piece opportunity, probing early here, the Warriors. If they can pull one back, might just create a little bit of doubt in the Lions camp, a team that's had a lot of success this year. And certainly fitness could be an issue, so they want to strike early. What can Hoy conjure here? He plays in the teasing ball, but it's headed well away. Been pretty solid at the back so far. Pearce and Nugent doing well. Glynn missed the header. Dale trying to control it. Was Cartwright who handled it in the end, and it's going to be a quick free kick and it's going to be pulled back. And it is the handball against Cartwright that's called. So the ball has to go back to where that occurred rather than what they thought was a foul in the preceding play. So probably not a bad result for the Warriors because they'd wasted the quick free kick, and they might just tease one here to the back post. Rule out the Drake overlap on the left here, and Hickey just drops it off for him. I've seen them roll that set piece routine a few times, the fake and run through. They did that, but he didn't take the option. It's in the box, it's just wide. It's a dangerous ball into the area. Consult the replay on that one. Deflected. In the end, bit of a scramble. No one can get a clean touch. Floats wide. This is better from the Warriors though. They're threatening. Cartwright against Farquhar. Flipped on. Drake will smack that one over our heads here on the sideline. Lions haven't really been able to get a foothold in this second half. They haven't had much of the ball. They've been pegged back pretty deep. And Hickey's recovered the ball again here well for his side and played a beautiful pass through for Glynn. Downs sent it back rather errantly for Pearce. He had to scramble. Did well to work it out wide for Conway. Conway down the line for Danny Cowan. He's one-on-one with Vandermeer. He looks up. What does he see? He curls one. It's horrible in the end, really, from Cowan. End product hasn't been there from him today. A couple in support. He might have been better just pulling across, just laying along the deck. They opted to shoot instead. Had an opening, and the first real attacking foray of the half for the Lions. They've not had much of the ball here for the first 10 minutes of play. It's really been played in Olympia's final third. Then beaten in the air there by McDonald. Now Gavin Hoy one-on-one with Scup. He cuts inside, surrounded by shirts, well cut out there by Pearce. Shane Cartwright bustling away again. It's going to come right back at him. Callum lobs one. Stalker gets his head on it to nod it away from Lehman. Sitting quite deep here, but looking reasonably comfortable. Here's Altman. Callum. Flicked on beautifully by Mearns. He copped a little clip on the heels afterwards. That's some afters, and another free kick in a good area. The foul's starting to mount in dangerous positions. And I just reckon back Hoy didn't have a shot from this one. They've opted little crosses and passes. This is in pretty good territory for Gavin Hoy to have a bit of a shy. And the Wolves definitely have to move back from there, because that is very, very close. Referee marches them back now. There's Hoy fancy himself to get it up and over the wall. It's in a pretty good spot for the little Canadian. What can he do? He kills it. Oh, superb from Hoy into the back of the net, and they pull one back. It's absolutely brilliant from the Canadian. Top draw stuff. And he gives the Warriors a lifeline. He stepped up, he hit it sweetly. You can't hit a ball better than that. Grace couldn't do a thing about it. It curled wickedly into the corner of the net. Sublime technique. And away back into the game for the Warriors. Their little genius Hoy. It might be two in a minute. Here as Glenn charges through the middle. I thought it was just going to fall through for a minute. They've started the half brightly. They've played positive football, and you just felt the Lions were playing with fire, giving away so many fouls in dangerous areas. And it's come back to bite them. Beautiful free kick from Gavin Hoy. 3-1 the score. The first step on the long journey back. But, they've gone away a little bit from the football they were playing in the first half, the Lions. They've got them into this position. We've got a bit too neat. That's very late from Downs. That'll be a slice of cheese. Scything down Drake well and truly after he was away. That's the poor challenge. And he knew exactly what he was doing there. Just wanted to halt him, and he gets a slice for his troubles. 33 minutes for them to hold out. Can they do so? I'm not sure they will if they continue to play in this fashion. I'd like to see them just come out of their shells a little bit more. They were pressing them a little bit higher up the field in the first half. It's changed. Here's Van der May chipping it long. Headed away as far as Hickey. Hoy nods it onto the header. Pearce scuttled away. Hickey controls it somehow and then fought on. This might stay in play. The ball somehow stays in, and they'll deflect off Mearns for a goal kick. Should relieve the pressure. So we approach the hour mark. How are you seeing the second half so far? We go.
Pretty similar to the first half in the way that it started. Olympia has started pretty brightly again, controlled most of the possession inside this first 15 minutes. The difference this time is, though, they've actually got something from it with Hoy's beautiful free kick a couple of minutes ago. So, you know, they're a chance if they can sneak another one inside the next 10 minutes. But they've got to prevent the Lions from getting on top again like they did in the first half. So we'll just wait and see what happens here.
Lovely 1-2 is played, and Cartwright will strain the sinews to get there. A real physical contest. Somehow the ball stays in. That wasn't his best cross though, Cartwright. He's frustrated with himself there. They probably should have at least got a call. That's a poor goal kick straight to Stalker, and he was pressured by Big Glenn and sees it out of play. A bit of a difference in height between those two. Farquhar with the throw in here. An hour gone at Warrior Park. 3-1 the score. The Warriors looking to fight back here. Down the line they go. Here's Nick Mearns, who's in behind. Mearns looming large. He goes down. The referee with a decision to make it. Go up, he says. Oh, big goal. Oh, huge goal. From my angle, it looked a very good shout. So you have a look at the replay. Nugent, oh, pure man. He's very stiff there, Mersey. That's a penalty every day of the week. Nugent can be counting his blessings, and that would be 3-2 with half an hour to play. That would have changed things. Oh, very unlucky, the Warriors. It was a scything run from Mearns. He stormed down the left-hand flank, took it towards the goals. The ball had probably gotten away from him a little bit, but it was still well and truly clipped. And very, very lucky is Nugent, because that should have been a penalty. This play goes on now. Scutt with the ball. Glenn won it off him. This is not as convincing as they were in the first half in the Lions. Cartwright's touch a little heavy. Recovered it well and drove one straight into Van der May. Farquhar retreats. Stumped out of there in the Stalker direction. He gets his head to it and nods it out of play. It's been a much more positive second half from the Warriors. Here's Farquhar. Goes down the line. Glynn tried to control it. Cartwright led in. He's surrounded by 3 Olympia shirts. He did really well there, Cartwright. He was surrounded, but nothing comes of it. It's forward again. It's fairly aimless. There's no real attacking threat to this Lions side in the second half at the moment. They've gone into their shells. They're trying to protect the lead. I guess we'll judge after 90 minutes whether it's the right call, but tell you what, that penalty's given. It's 3-2 with 30 minutes to play. Makes things difficult. As it is, it's 3-1 though. Here's Van der May heading it forward. Nodded away again. Bit of aerial ping pong. Farquhar goes back to his keeper. Hickey was demanding the ball. He's not particularly pleased he didn't receive it there, Shay Hickey. He's in acres of space. Farquhar just ignoring the veteran. Didn't even respond to the criticism. That's one way to deal with it. Oh, laughingly skill there from Downs to flick it to himself and get past one. It's going to open back the other way. Boy, Hickey again in space. They've got 2v1 on this wing. They needed just to quickly switch flanks. They eventually try that, but Stalker will cut that out. Looks to get around Lehman. It's been a good battle between those two today. 2 real honest tries, really going at each other. Fairly fiery customers. Stalker tried to keep it in. He could not though, and it will be a throw in a good area for the Warriors. Drake to Farquhar. Farquhar storming into the box. Lovely pass, played a 1-2, but his next touch was a bit heavy. It was a real centre-back's first touch in the box there, and allowed them to clear the area. Shay Hickey with the throw in. He's been barking the instructions of late. He senses there's a way back into this game. Farquhar goes to Ortman. Ortman out wide to Gavin Hoy. Lovely pass to Mearns. Getting the better of Dale so far in this half is Nick Mearns. He drops the shoulder, looks to get to the byline. He's trying to win a corner because he's surrounded by shirts, and he does just that. That's what he's going for, and he got it. They take it quickly. Why not? They're trying to keep him under the pump here. Played at high intensity. Conway was there to shut that down though. Ian Scutt. Again, Cohen can't get on the end of the long ball. It's going to come right back at him and put him under pressure if he can get his head to this one. He was beaten in the air by Stalker. He looks to charge him behind Farquhar. Knocked it into his own path. It was a little bit heavy though on the keeper. He'll be there, his namesake, to deal with that. Glynn. Ortman. On by Mearns. Here's Gavin Hoy now. Pressured by Conway. Want it back for the Lions and they hack it clear. Cohen deflects out off him. Again, it's just rinse and repeat. They're soaking up pressure. They're clearing it and it's coming right back at them. They've not got the man up top who can just hold it up for him at the moment. Can Danny Cohen do it now? No, he's turned it over and let in Drake. They're inviting far too much pressure on themselves. And they're playing with real fire. The Warriors are not out of this one. Hickey to an overlapping Hoy. Linked up beautifully there with Mearns, but awake to the threat was Pearce. He did well to get across and whack it out of there. And again, straight back at them. Into the feet of Hoy. Mearns dueling with Downs. Hickey faked the cross and then played a little pass in to Gavin Hoy. Hoy to Ortman in the middle. They've got some space to operate on the left if they want. Farquhar's going to have a fire from range! Smacks it against the post. Not a bad hit from the young centre-back. Didn't know he had that in the arsenal. He smashed that one. And Grace did not have it covered. Smacked into the woodwork. Good hit from the youngster. 25 minutes to play. soaking up the pressure of the Lions. Can they hold on? The Warriors absolutely turning the screws here. Flick towards the back post. Lehman straining to get there. He can't quite. And it will be a goal kick, but having to deal with an enormous amount of Warriors pressure. They're piling it on at the moment. If they can get a second goal, you wouldn't rule them out of getting something from this game. Not as unlikely as it perhaps seemed at half-time. It's been 20 minutes of one-way traffic here to start the second half. Grace goes to the bunch there, but rising above the ball was Vandermeer. Stalker beat out Mearns and Lehman and goes out of play. Here now is the youngster Farquhar. It's just hacked up in the air and out of play. Vandermeer heaves it down the line onto Glynn's head, but it's straight out of play. Really getting cold over here now, Warrior Park. Icy conditions for the players. Stalker down the line for Cartwright, but his intention was well read by Drake. His influence growing. Oh, well done Stalker to get in ahead of Mearns, then put it in the middle of the park. McDonald couldn't get there though. Hickey had a pretty good second half, got the ball there. Hui directly, swiftly forward, but away by Downs. It's the prettiest play. Will Farquhar beat the line? He did just. Well done Farquhar. Oh, amazing little work there from him, just shimmying as Hickey drives into the area, headed away by Pearce. Shoulder barge from Farquhar, and Conway, who's seen very little of the ball in the second half, gets it to Cartwright. They're over the top, wrong option. I think it is Vandermeer got there. He had Downs bursting down the right. He had Cohen the left. Unfortunately, Vandermeer was on the left side and he was able to cover it. If you had just played it down the right, Chrissy Downs was away. They were isolated at the back as they threw bodies forward. That might be a way they can get this fourth goal, the insurance marker. So you've got to feel they're going to be throwing more and more bodies forward as they chase away back into this one. Here's Cohen. You want to get it to Cartwright out on the right eventually. Instead, they go to Conway down the left. Suspicions of handball, but play on. The Warriors will switch it up with a raking crossfield pass that showed too much of it to Stalker. His touch was hesitant, and Lehman pressures in. Nugent down the line. Cartwright to battle with Farquhar. Took it down at his chest, a big Cartwright, and then turns beautifully. Nutmeg on Mearns, and then retreats back to Pearce. Pearce to Conway. This is a good passing move. Hickey across to try and break it up. Sets it out front of the overlapping scut. Goes into Cohen at the near post, but it's hacked away from him by Vandermeer. Storming through the middle was Dale. Ortman did pretty well to hold him up though. Again, the first time crosses played in by Scut. Cartwright. It was a poor pass from Cartwright. He had a couple of men on. Couldn't find either of them. Important that Dale won that ball. And he did. Drake, a cut above. Wants the run to go from Lehman. Cuts back in onto his right. Plays it in the middle. Getting across again was Dale. Hickey heads it out in front of Hoy. I don't know if he'll get there. He can't. Spills across the line. And eludes him. Throw in. Off the head of Hickey. Now Gavin Hoy. Treats back to Jake Vandermeer. He'll pump it along to Lehman. They've looked to do this. Try and get the feet of Lehman and get him running at Stalker. He does so again. Stalker sticks to him. He plays it to the feet of Glenn. Tried to return it. Couldn't. Cartwright with a short ball to Downs. Cohen beaten to the ball by Vandermeer. He's been impressive in the second half, Vandermeer, and he was fouled there by Cohen. Just going to his back a little bit. And another set piece opportunity. Further out here, but a chance to curl something in. Gavin Hoy perhaps. Now he's shown no interest in this one, so it's going to be the captain, Vandermeer, to pump it in instead. A little surprising. I thought that Vandermeer might be the one you'd want on the receiving end of it rather than vice versa, but he's going to whack this one to the back post. Rising high was Scut, away by Conway. Gavin Hoy drives onto the box at Michael for Farquhar! Oh, Farquhar superb! They have life. It's 3-2. A brilliant goal to Farquhar. He fired a warning shot earlier when he cracked the post. He's gone one better this time. He brought it under his spell and drove it into the back of the net. 3-2 with 20 to play. Superb goal from the young centre-back. He took that like a striker. And the Lions, can they hold on? The Warriors are charging at them here at Warrior Park. Game on. It's an intriguing last 20 coming for you here. That's Warrior Park. Here's Hoy. In the middle here is Stalker. Downs drives it down the line. This is going to be an intriguing ending to the game now. They've sat back and they've offered the Warriors a way back in and they've taken them. It's been a real tale of two halves. Here's Hoy now on halfway. Some real belief in this group all of a sudden. They're flowing forward. Mearns with a beautiful touch. It might fall for Glynn. He's in here, Graham Glynn. He drove it straight at Grace. Rebound falls to Mearns. Straight at the keeper. Not his best. And they look absolutely rattled at the back of the Lions. There's gaps appearing everywhere all of a sudden. They've been pegged back for so long. I feel like the goal could well be coming. Would not surprise me if the Warriors got a third here. A real interesting finish to this game coming up as the Lions look to their bench. It's going to be Sam Conway coming off. See who's coming on for them. Perhaps had looked a little tired. He wasn't having the same influence. It's going to be Gofton who comes on, the number 9. They have lacked a presence up top to hold the ball up in the second half, I've got to say. Cullen's been industrious, but I still think he's more suited as a wide man than as a striker, and perhaps Gofton can just hold the ball up for him a little bit. Shaw had to do something because he's starting to get battered at the moment. The Warriors mounting a ferocious fight back. Here's Glynn. Now Hoy. We will look to switch things up here with Van der Meyen. Now the goal scorer, Aiden Farquhar. Real intensity of the Warriors player. That's a lovely pass to Lehman. One-on-one with Stalker. He gets in, tries to get him behind him and cross, but Stalker shut that down. There will be another corner. Still plenty of time here. The belief in Warrior Park certainly there. Small but vocal crowd starting to believe. This game looked dead and buried at 3-0. Cross into the near post, headed as far as Lehman, didn't get enough on it. Oh, he shot like conviction. Hoy with a second bite at it. He waits, he's patient. Shut down by Cartwright. Eventually it'll be hacked clear. Hoy up against Cartwright, the bigger body, one out. Lovely little flick back. It's going to come right back at them though. Hickey got it to Farquhar. Farquhar lumbering through the middle again. Gavin Hoy on the edge of the box. Chips it in, dangerous. Ball! It's fired wide. Oh, Mearnsy. So very close to an equaliser. What a ball that was from Hoy, and Mearns probably should have scored in truth. He got a fair piece of it and put it wide. The Lions who've sat so deep for so long really succumbing to this assault. I don't know if they're going to hold out. The Warriors all over them, absolutely piling the pressure on, and Mearns probably should have equalised. A delightful ball from Gavin Hoy. He has really exerted his influence on the contest in the second half, as has that man Drake. He gets it to Lehman, who's been busy. Cartwright gets in ahead of Mearns. Now he's one-on-one with Farquhar. Skimmed around him, should get the throw in here, and does. Took a little deflection off a Warrior body. They throw a few bodies forward here. But the back four will stay back, and Dale, who's essentially playing as a fifth centre back now. A long throw, I suspect we'll go in Cartwright's direction, goes a little bit further towards Danny Cowan. They've really been able to work the long throw in this half because they've not been up in their attacking third at all. In the first half, it was a real weapon. I'm imagining that's the reason we saw Rowan Gillam substituted for the Warriors. Of course, the aerial bombardment, but they've just not had the ball in their final third to do anything with. Here's McDonald, scored a sublime volley in the first half. Now Downs took a deflection off the referee into the path of the substitute Gofton. Danny Cowan out after that. He's got Vandermeer for company. He'll just take it to the corner flag and try and win it. And eventually he does, but not his way. It's going to be a goal kick. And they can't get a hold of the ball, the Lions. And that's a really poor goal kick though. It went straight down Chrissy Downs' throat. Cohen returns it straight to him. Well read by Drake. Intelligently read. He looked to get them going quickly again. Lehman was taking off. He had to come back to it. The overlap is coming from Farquhar, but he'll go himself. Stalker wins the throw. Well defended by the Stalker there. 3-2 the score, 15 to play. Can the Lions hold on here? Or will the Warriors complete a memorable comeback? Here's Altman. Drake just punts it forward any old house. Scott's touch wasn't particularly pretty. Went straight back in the middle of the box where Pearce was. Scott again. Launches it down the line only as far as Jack Callan flying in with a high boot. There was Gofton. That was a bit dicey. Referee's going to have a word with him there. Ooh, didn't get near the man, but he's shown a slice of cheese because if the man was there, that was a hideous challenge. That's just reckless, really. And another chance from the set piece for the Warriors. Gavin Hoy standing over it. They send the cavalry forward once more. Icy Warrior Park here. Warrior Park with a bit of anticipation there, sensing they're in this one. Drove it low into the foot of Downs, who hacked it clear. Cohen needs to win it for his side. He does. Gofton now lobbed it over the top, and Downs is on here. Chris Downs, can he show some composure? He can't. He blazed horribly over the top. Just needed a cool head there. Perhaps didn't fancy himself to have the legs to beat Callan, but that was a low percentage effort and really let Olympia off the hook. And they'll come right back at them. Hoy pumps it along in the Glynn Mearns direction. Floated over Mearns' head. Dale to Cartwright. Returned it to Downs. Downs to Gofton, but it was well read by Hoy. Hoy to Mearns. Nick Mearns returned it. Combination play beautiful between those two, but eventually Dale broke it up. Sliding him was Drake, but he couldn't win it. Cartwright just shrugs off the attention of Farquhar. He's won that physical battle today, and he switches the point of attack to Gofton. Lovely work from Big Cartwright there. Gofton looks to get up and run at Hickey. Gofton now, he's got 3 to beat. And in the end, probably needed to take the shot on earlier because Drake had got back in support. And they'll launch it long again. That's a pretty good through ball for Hoy. He gets on the end of it. Gavin Hoy fakes the shot, cuts inside. Gavin Hoy lays it off for Glenn. Oh, Grace probably should have saved that one, you feel. It wasn't the best hit from Glenn, but it was good enough. And they are back on terms. 3-all at Warrior Park. Could they go on and win this one? They've come from 3-0 down at half time. Glenn took a touch, he hit it, and that's one that Grace simply has to have, I'm afraid. And there is still time left for them to go on and win this game. 3-0 at half time. 3-all it now is. Glenn firing back at them. He's the latest to go on the score sheet. Lehman overlapping, he crosses. Dangerous one. Is anyone there? The fitness levels of the Lions, not perhaps where they wanted them to be. And it's rather showing. The Warriors have mounted a furious comeback. And they're back on terms. What a game here at Warrior Park. Here's Altman. Still could be a further twist in this tale yet. Here's Hickey. It's been complete domination this second half, really. A real different Warriors lineup was what we saw in the first half. Here's Farquhar. Tried to sneak it in behind. Stalker couldn't. Lehman. Farquhar. In towards Drake. Cut by Cartwright. Stalker. Just whack it out of there. They're barely holding on at this stage. Altman, will he keep it in? He did well there, the youngster. Showed a good touch and composure. Vandermeer pumps it long. And why not? They've played at a real high intensity Olympia. They've got the ball forward quickly in this second half. They've put them under pressure. And the Lions have just been pegged back so deep for this entire second half. They've barely been out of their the Warriors' final third. have invited so much pressure on themselves. I don't know whether it's through fitness levels or not, but they might just regret it. Here's Cowan, who's being slightly manhandled there by Vandermeer. Gofton centering ball for Downs. Can they rally again the Lions? Here's Gofton straining there. Drake's got legs to stay with him. Lay it back for Stalker! Oh, he fired wide. A poor shot in the end. Lovely work from Gofton to forge the chance. It was a clever little back heel, but Stalker back showing why he's a fullback and not an attacker. And blazed wide. Now the Warriors look to get him behind the other way. Pierce across to get in ahead of Glynn. The safety first. He hacks it out of there. The Warriors will pile forward again. 10 minutes left for them to try find a winner. Shea Hickey. Fancy acrobatic effort. Oh, Glenn with a beautiful flick for himself. And it was scrambled away in the end. Real ingenuity shown by Glenn. His influence has grown in the second half. Thought he was fairly poor in the first 45, but he's shown some lovely touches in this second half and a real influence on the contest. Here's Hickey now, driving it towards Grace, who's always favoured. And he'll look to get them going. He thumps it long. He's going to come back. Scut will take the throw in. Ahead of Hoyt. Down the line he goes to Cartwright. Cartwright beaten there by Hickey. Really well done by Shea Hickey. Beautiful acrobatic effort from Stalker. This can come straight back at him. He's going to have to defend again. Suspicion of handball there against him. And another free kick in a good area. Will they take it quickly again? Farquhar standing over it. He's got Lehman offering short. But I think they'd be best served just swing this one in again. They do just that. It's curled in, flicked towards the back post where the runner was Vandermeer. He couldn't get on the end of it though. And it remains 3-3. Not too far away though from the Warriors. Grace happy to eat up the seconds here. I think they'll probably take a 3-3 draw now. Not really look likely in the second half. They'll be disappointed to have thrown away a winning position, but it's the Warriors looking the more likely. Stalker, the Cartwright, or maybe not. Here's Stalker again. There's no end product from him. He fires horribly wide. He's gotten to two great positions in the last few minutes, both times. His end product's not quite been there. Still running hard this late stage of the game though, so credit to him. Fortunately, just not had the finish they need. Some lovely work from Cartwright playing him in. This will be a tough ball. Hoy got there first. Got it to Farquhar. Now Lehman spreads it wide. Lehman wraps his boot around it towards the back post. Oh, dangerous moment again. The Warriors continue to throw bodies forward. They're dominating this contest. Mearns try to get there, but Grace always going to get there first. 6.5 minutes by stoppage time for the Lions to hold on. Long down the middle he goes. It floats out to the left. Ortman wins the header. Only as far as McDonald. Now Downs. Lovely ball for Cartwright. Cartwright lays it off. Stalker again getting forward. Slid in. Won the ball, Stalker. Might want to cross instead of shoot this time. Not sure. I think they deflected off Stalker last. It did. It's going to be a goal kick. Although one must wonder if the keeper was up so desperately to keep it in that surely the last touch was off his own man. But anyway, it's going to come back at them. Cartwright might fall for him. He tried to play it through for Cohen and a vital intervention there to keep it away. Suddenly it's the Lions with a new spring in their step. They're pushing on a little more than they have so far in this half. If maybe they made a mistake playing so negatively. Here's Dale. Into McDonald. Downs lobs it forward. Danny Cohen. Cartwright wants to get on the end of this. The head of Vandermeer was there. Ortman with a nice little pass to Farquhar and they can reload again. Here's Aidan Farquhar. Galloping forward. Glenn with a beautiful little flick on there for Lehman overlapping down the left. He drives it into the middle. Deflected off Pierce. Only as far as Glenn. Falls to Hoy at the back post. Side middle only. Oh, it looked like an opening for the Canadians. smashed it, but it was side netting only. 5 minutes to play, 3-3 to score. A cracking game this one at Warrior Park. It's been a really enjoyable affair. We thought it would be an interesting game heading in, and it certainly has been just that. Cullen now, will it fall for him? No, Farquhar was there. Hickey, he's been outstanding in this second half show, Hickey. He's been the midfield general of last year, over the top towards Mearns, but Grace beat him to it. In the best game I've seen Shay Hickey play this year, I think. He's been outstanding. Along the ball over the top. Van der May heads it away, only as far as big Shane Cartwright. He's a very skillful player for a big man, and Pearce was sold a little short, made it work. Hustling back was Gofton. His fresh legs have been an impact. All Cartwright got a bit cute. Ortman robbed him, and now Hoy plays it in. Overlapping is Hickey. He's got a couple to pick out if he can get there before Dale. He can't. And a furious Olympia crowd is nearly writing over that one. They thought it was a corner. Goal kick the decision. Let's consult the replay. Well, from that angle to me it looks fair, but certainly the people in that corner reacted very, very passionately. Slightly one-eyed crowd, it must be said though. It's not the most, I suppose, balanced crowd you'll ever hear, but goal kick it was, and here's Cohen now. Lays it back for Cartwright, return the ball immediately. Cohen wasn't expecting it, and Van der May will lob it over the top. Here's Lehman again. We've seen this a number of times this half. He slid it in for Mearns and continued his run. Tried to return the ball for him, and they'll hack it clear. Only as far as Zach Drake. Zach Drake steps up, curls it in, it's headed away. Falls for Hoy. Fakes the shot, then chips it through. It was a little ambitious. No, what he was trying there. It didn't work though, Gavin Hoy. And the pressure is relieved again. 3 minutes remaining. Pumps long by Grace. On to the head of Callan. Cartwright won it. Now Gofton. Winning a foot in was Callan. Into the middle. Drake trying to get around Cartwright. Tough man to get around. Lobbed over. Using his body well was Downs. Fascinating duel this with Farquhar. Farquhar took the points, but Stalker was in again. Some composure needed here for Downs. Oh, he probably should have taken a shot. In the end, gave it to Stalker, drove across the face. Has Gofton kept this in? I think he has. Everyone stopped. Gofton now crosses in. Stalker rising high and nods it wide. Oh, they're just hesitant there. Downs just took an eternity to act when he had the ball in the box. I think he really wanted to play the pass, and Stalker just thought, nah, it's a chance to shoot. And didn't really offer a good run for him. In the end, it was a little bit late. Stalker drove the cross. They've got into a bit of trouble here at the back. They're a little casual playing out. Ortman with a vital touch to take it away from Downs. Well done there by the young fella. He's had a few good touches today on his first start today, Ortman. Glenn showed a bit too much of it to Downs. He wins it back though. Here's Farquhar now. Again, they'll attack down the left through Lehman. Played it through for Hickey, who made an advanced run. Hickey drops it in for Drake in the box. This is looking good for the Warriors. He crosses the back post for Hall. Gofton sliding in. Did he get a bit of the man there? The referee says no. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, tough one. Might have got the ball. And he got a bit of the man. It wasn't a massive shout. It was a bit of a scramble at the back post. We were coming together there. Gofton trailing in behind. Very precarious situation here as we tick towards stoppage time. Will there be a late twist? Will there be a winner? Will both teams have to settle for a point? Headed away by Nugent. Only as far as Hoy. Plays it to Mearns. Beautiful flick from Mearns to play Hoy in, but it's hacked away by Scutt. An absolute joy to watch when Hoy and Mearns combine as Ortman is substituted for the lettuce farmer. Nick Meredith's going to be injected into stoppage time here. What can the lettuce farmer bring to this contest? A little bit of magic from him perhaps to decide the game. There we go, predicting a scissor kick from his man, the lettuce farmer. That would be something. Throwing in a good area and they immediately feed the farmer. What can he do? He turns with it, does really well. He might have unlocked the defence here. Mearns takes a touch and Cartwright did well. Mears just showed a bit too much of it to him. He got in there. Cohen wins the ball. Downs now in the middle. Chrissy Downs has got nobody to pass to, so he just picks it for space. Probably not a bad option in the end, at least kill some time. Oh, dancing around Stalker was Farquhar, galloping forward. He's such a smooth moving Farquhar for a big guy. That's going to deflect out, and that'll be a throw in. The flag takes it the wrong side. They might have had a corner otherwise. They'll take it quickly too. They take it near post to the Lettuce Farm. Returns it immediately to Lehman. Lehman back to Meredith. Meredith jinking. Cartwright's in there. It's a mad scramble. Handball, I thought, play on. Oh, well done, Stalker. Won the ball. Really did well. He pumps it down the line to Danny Cohen. Drake's hot on his heels. Playing in for Downs. Sets it out ahead in front of Gofton, who's going to beat Cohen to it. He's got Cohen in acres of space. He shoots. Oh, Danny Cohen had to be played in there. He had a panic to himself on the right-hand side. Bit selfish there from the young striker. Warriors back the other way now. Will Drake get to this? He leaves it instead for Lehman. Lehman looks up. He's going to pump it into the channel for Meredith. Turns for Mearns. Mearns in the box. This looks good. Mearns with a touch. Big absolutely brilliant for Mearns. And he's won the game for the Warriors right at the death. Nick Mearns with a touch and a finish. A bit of magic to win it. Right at the death. And the Lions can't believe it. They led 3-0 at the break and the Warriors have stormed back. And Nick Mearns has stunned them in the 92nd minute. Oh, what a piece of magic from Nick Mearns. He's going to be the hero and cap a truly remarkable comeback. Barra getting late twists. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Cartwright's not giving up. That's gone out of play. A throw in now. Everyone has to be thrown forward here for the Lions. Incredible turn of events. They've turned a 3-0 deficit into a 4-3 lead. What a fight back this has been from Olympia. It's been a tough season for them, but a real effort to be proud of in this second half. Can the Lions get something back here? Gofton flicks it on. Competing hard. Dale had a splash at it. So too did Cartwright, and Drake puts it behind, calling everyone forward, surely. 93rd minute. And it is everybody forward. The keeper breaks up to halfway. Downs to take. The last chance saloon for the Lions to salvage something, and you wouldn't have thought that would be the scenario. They're the ones trying to salvage something now. Chrissy Downs, what can he do with the set piece? Curls dangerously. Cartwright was there, deflected off Nugent's head. And it's going to be Mearns to get there. But there's the final whistle. The Warriors have done it. Nick Mearns, the hero, in the 92nd minute. They've come back from 3 goals down to win a truly remarkable game of football. The Lions were 3-0 up at the break. They look to be coasting towards victory. They have fought back superbly. They sat deep in the second half. They invited the pressure. And what a result this has been. The Warriors victorious again over a team below them on the table. The Lions, they will be bitterly disappointed. This was 3 points they seemingly had in the bag. But it was not to be a superb fight back. Nick Mearns, probably fitting that he scored the win. He was sublime again today in midfield, Mearns. So much of his team's good work came through him. And his efforts secure a truly remarkable comeback. One of the most amazing games we've seen this season. We hope you've enjoyed it. And we'll certainly have the highlights of that one up for you shortly. Of course, that is one to watch again and again. A truly memorable victory for the Olympia Warriors at Warrior Park. They take a 4-3 result. That's all for me, Andrew Cooling, bringing this game to you, a slice of cheese. Bye for now. Good boy.
I was asking, who's filming if you're doing it in place?